So, you've just started Destiny for the first time, or maybe you've started a new character after being away for a while. After completing the opening sequence, you are returned to the plaza of the tower on Earth's last city, and prompted to continue your adventures and visit new friends. Looking around, there's quite a sight to behold. Beautiful structures, wide open spaces, colorful waypoints blinking at you directing your path. But what is this place? Why is it important? Who or what else resides here and why? This is Powerlizer, and I'm taking you on a tour of the tower. Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my beginner's guide to Destiny. In order to remain as spoiler-free as possible, I'm loading into the tower on a brand new character I created, just as you may have done yourself as a beginner, and thus I'm bypassing any of those interactions available via the waypoints you observed on screen a few moments ago. That's for you to experience on your own. And although it may not require explanation, let me make a couple of quick comments about those waypoints. You may or may not see them exactly the same during your playthrough, but they are still worth touching on briefly. The icon alternating between purple and green indicates where to go for continuing an active quest or storyline. The solid green waypoints with alternating symbols like an exclamation point are other NPCs awaiting your visit for other reasons. For example, to start or progress a quest line, or maybe deliver some sweet precious loot. So don't forget to visit all those for maximum game enjoyment. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the tour itself. Alright, here we are. So from spawn, let's take a 45-degree angle to the right and pay a visit to Master Rahul, the Tower Cryptarch. As you progress in Destiny, you will collect various engrams along your journey. Return those engrams to the Cryptarch, and they will be decoded into various types of rewards. There are engrams which represent each piece of gear, both armor and weapons. But don't be surprised if some occasionally decode into items which don't match the engram type. You could receive items such as strange coins or motes of light. Those will be explored later. Also note that the Cryptarch can be ranked up. The more you decode, the higher your rank will climb. At higher levels, when you level up the Cryptarch, he will give you bonus rewards. Those purple legendary engrams he sells for legendary marks can only be obtained after you reach level 40. So be patient, your time will come to get the really good stuff. Let's run directly across from the Cryptarch now and meet Kadi 5530, your tower postmaster. The postmaster's function is exactly what it sounds like. Nothing here for purchase, but if you have messages or deliveries, you'll find them here, just as the description indicates. Note that rare quality and higher engrams are automatically forwarded to the postmaster if you miss picking them up in the game world. Alright, next turn to your right, down the stairs in front of you, walk straight ahead for a while, and we will run into the Vanguard. There is one Vanguard to represent each class, Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. Each of them will have various quests for you at certain times, but you will spend most of your time interacting with the Vanguard of your chosen class. I will interact with Cade 6, Hunter Vanguard, here for the guide. The Vanguard, like most NPCs in the tower, sells gear for purchase. At lower character levels, you can buy that gear for Glimmer. However, there are plenty of drops in-game and for completing quests, so unless you really need that one piece of gear to push you up a level, I would recommend not spending too much Glimmer just yet. Once you hit level 40, however, and you rank up your Vanguard, again by completing almost any activity, legendary gear at Light 380 will become available to you. Again, not necessary to spend your hard-earned legendary marks here, unless there is a really good stat roll that you want or is recommended. And by the way, we'll get into legendary marks in a later video. You can check out the Destiny the Game Reddit, which has a post highlighting the best new rolls from each weekly reset. This covers all the vendors, by the way. You can see on screen that Zavala and Ikora Ray, the Titan and Warlock Vanguard respectively, are irrelevant for my baby Guardian at this point. But make sure to come back as you get higher levels, especially level 40, and at least Zavala will have some weekly strike bounties that you can complete. As we exit the Vanguard area, let me point out a few important kiosks to be aware of. The first two show all available exotic weapons and armor that you have discovered or yet to discover. Of course, my baby Hunter has access to none of these, as you can see. Also, here you will have the abandoned quests kiosk, which you'll see momentarily. If you stop a quest for any reason, even accidentally, you can return here, pick up that quest, start it again, and then complete it from that point. So leaving the Vanguard lobby and heading back the way we came, we encounter our 2 Crucible Vendors. The Crucible is where Destiny's PvP, or player versus player action, takes place. I'm planning on doing a Crucible-centric video later in this series as well. Let's start by saying hi to Lord Shax, the Crucible Handler. Again, not much here for our baby or even toddler guardians until higher levels, but playing in the Crucible even now at lower levels with whatever gear you have can and will help you level up, especially if you want or need a break from the early story quests. Directly across from Shax is the Crucible Quartermaster, our site 9940. Also nothing doing here except once at higher levels again, here's where you'll want to return to see what weapons he has for sale. Note that the special and heavy ammo synthesis can't be purchased yet either. Those will be available in due time. On the way out of the lower level, we see Eris Morn. Won't say much about her here or even look at the inventory. She will become more relevant once you start the Dark Below expansion, so we will say so long and go find someone more immediately relevant. So exiting the lower level and taking a left at the top of the stairs, we'll arrive at the gunsmith, Banshee 44, in the back corner. As his name implies, he has guns. Lots and lots of guns. Excitingly, he has field test weapons available for you as low as level 38. These are used to rank up the gunsmith for new and better rewards. In the meantime, young guardian, you will have to sell for some common and uncommon rarity weapons you can purchase with Glimmer, once you reach the correct level, of course. But again, save that Glimmer if you don't need a weapon. Buying a couple here and there won't hurt, but in-game drops are plenty these days, so you won't really have to worry about it. He also sells some miscellaneous consumables and weapons and armor parts for upgrades if needed. You won't need too many of these early in your journey, however, but ammo synthesis and weapon parts are worth spending the Glimmer on to start stockpiling even now, in my opinion, as those will be useful later. Next, just to reorient ourselves, let's head back to the approximate initial spawn location in the plaza. From here, head toward the Vanguard, past the Postmaster, up the stairs, and you'll run into Xander 9940, the tower's bounty tracker. Bounties are small objectives which upon completion provide small rewards like experience points and Vanguard or Crucible reputation, helping you level up quicker. Notice that starting out, only Crucible bounties are available, but as you progress, more types of bounties will eventually open up to you, so be sure to visit back around level 20, 25, or 40 to see what's there. As you can see, most of the Crucible bounties are relatively easy to complete, although you will need to practice and spend some time in the Crucible in order to finish these. They do also reset daily, so new ones can be completed to help you level your character. So let's go back to the plaza, go behind the Postmaster, and end up just left of the spawn where you will find Tess Everest, the Eververse Trading Company vendor. Now Tess, she sells Treasure of Ages mystery bags. You can select Y on the Xbox or whatever the corresponding button is on PS4 to see what possible items you can get. She sells these for real money. Well, in-game it's called silver, but to get silver you have to spend real money. Select the Buy Silver button, it'll take you to the Xbox store, and you can purchase various amounts of silver that way. Being that she takes real money, similar to a Best Buy, she has a return policy. You got 15 minutes to return what you bought to get your silver back. Note that once you reach a high enough level, that would be level 40, you can complete various weekly activities for 3 free treasure boxes per week. Up to you if you want to spend your coin on this now or not. One of the in-game items you can get from said Treasure of Ages boxes is silver dust. Collect enough silver dust and you can shop at the kiosk immediately next to Eververse. Silver dust can be found in the character inventory under Ornaments. Items for purchase are nearly all cosmetic, but include chroma for weapons and armor, ornaments for exotic weapons, reputation boosters, sparrows, shaders, emotes, etc. Again, back to the plaza spawn area. Look right and head toward the tower hangar. Lots of people to visit in this area. Our first stop is the Vanguard Quartermaster, Roni 5530. Much the same as the other vendors we've seen, you level up the Quartermaster with Vanguard rank, that is, doing Vanguard stuff, patrols, etc., and you can buy various legendary weapons once you complete the grind to level 40. Also, the Quartermaster has level-relevant weapons and some sparrows for purchase. Other than that, very similar to the Gunsmith and Crucible Quartermaster. One unique thing about Roni is material exchange. These are materials used to activate the perk nodes on your weapons and armor once you have leveled them up and made that perk node available. These materials can be exchanged for legendary marks, which again are earned at higher levels. Also to note, rolls in these legendary weapons change after the weekly reset, like the Crucible weapons and the various faction weapons. Speaking of factions, do a 180 from Roni 5530, and we can meet the first of the 3 faction leaders, Arak Jalal of Dead Orbit. We will meet another faction leader right up there as well. Now, factions in simplest terms are just additional vendors you can purchase stuff from. Each has a text description to see what each faction believes in. With Dead Orbit, for example, it will not be easy. New battles await us among the stars, but we would rather fight on our terms than stay crouched in this coffin as the darkness closes in. We possess the hope the Traveler gave us with its dying breath. We will not allow this hope to wither on a dead earth. We will seed it amongst the stars. The main difference from other vendors is you can only align with one of these 3 factions at a time to purchase their wares, and you can only change that allegiance once per week after the weekly reset. Factions can be ranked up the same way other vendors are leveled, completing bounties, patrols, story missions, crucible matches, etc. Each faction sells specific armor and weapons, and they have material exchanges where you can donate materials you've collected to level them up faster. We'll get into that at a later date. From Dead Orbit, turn around, head upstairs, and meet Lakshmi, the future War Cult faction leader. What does the future bring? We alone have the answer. It has always been war. War between humans, war between species, war between light and darkness. War is the fundamental fabric of the universe. Dare we defy it? Will you help us prepare? So head back downstairs and you can meet Amanda Holliday, the tower shipwright. She sells seashells by the sea. Actually, no. She sells sparrows and ships, but you can get those as drops from activities and the Crucible. So it's your call if you want to spend Glimmer on them. She can be leveled up too, but honestly, since there are no more Sparrow Racing League events, I'm not sure if you can rank her up in private Sparrow Racing matches or not. Near the shipwright also are vehicle and ship kiosks. If you ever dismantle one of them that you receive, either to make room or just because you don't like it, you can reclaim that here at any time. So heading back through the plaza over to the quote-unquote west side, at least from the spawn, the west of the spawn, but actually it's called Tower North, we will find our final few vendors.
Straighten up and fly right.
First is Executor Hideo from New Monarchy, our third and final faction vendor. What separates us from the darkness? It is neither our technology nor our strength in battle. It is our minds, civilization, and potential. Why else would the Traveler have chosen us? The last city can be more than a cradle of refugees. It cries out for a guiding hand that can bring out its best. Not much else to say here. Said same as Dead Orbit and Future War Cult. So leave New Monarchy, spin around 180, and you'll find Eva Levante, Guardian Outfitter. I guess she's like the Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops of the tower, except that she only sells emblems, shaders, and ornaments. If you see something you like, then by all means buy it, but it's your preference. These are all cosmetic.
Never too late for you, Guardian.
Immediately behind her are kiosks. I'll skip here, but they contain your collected shaders, emblems, and holiday items, which you can reclaim at any time. Go to the opposite side of that area, up the stairs, and you will locate the speaker. As you can see on my screen, I have available a Spark of Light from my inventory, which will allow me to instantly level up to 25. I'll skip that so that I can capture more footage for this beginner's guide series, but it's up to you if you want to go the fast track. I believe everyone who has the expansions and or the Rise of Iron expansion receives that for free. Check your inventory. Okay, so you can't level up the speaker like some other vendors, but he does sell class-relevant items to your character. Later on, you'll have the ability to unlock some material exchanges as well. Honestly, I rarely interact with the speaker as a vendor. You'll just have to see how your journey takes you. So that completes our tour of the tower and all that's available to you here. I hope this has been helpful as a new Guardian, and I hope it clears up any confusion you may have had. If you have any questions or comments about this video, please leave those below. I do my best to respond to all of them. And if you like this, please don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. More in this series will be on the way, and your support is definitely appreciated. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Pyro out.